official.
It's official, man.
I absolutely love that. I feel like I'm in the man's studio. This is freaking awesome.
If we turn that camera around, you'd see a bunch of tools hanging from the ceiling.
No, you don't. You should see this plush office. I'm looking around. You guys cannot believe this thing. It's like carpeted. It's beautiful, Jim. What you've done here.
I appreciate that, man. Hey, thanks for making the road trip all the way over here from Tiffin, Ohio.
Oh, definitely, man. Love it.
I appreciate it.
I've been watching you. I couldn't wait when you put that off Friday. I said I'm in. I definitely want to be on this podcast and see this. It's awesome.
Hey, this guy is full of energy, man. I tell you what, I don't think I finished typing that thing, and you said, "Hey, dude, I'm in, man."
I'm telling you, I've been watching. You've been doing the 4:30 in the morning because I get up like you do. So I used to get it, your quick little thing, and you've been doing that for years.
Yeah, I have been.
And I've been watching that, and then now you got this cool studio, and I seen the podcast, and he's getting the controversy and getting that in there. And I'm like, I actually put that out there. I said I'm going to be doing a podcast with him one day.
Okay.
Then you put it out, and I was like, I'm in.
Oh no, that's funny. Did you really?
Yeah, I did. I sort of
That's awesome, man. So what's going on? What's going on?
I'm just
tell me. Wait, before we even start here. You did a 5K burpee, right? Or a burpee 5K?
Yes, I did.
So you did, I remember, what, a couple years ago?
So, it was, 2 years ago. I actually was getting ready to do a 10K last year, and I hurt my back. But the 5K was about 2 years ago. Leapfrog out, so all broad jump, full push-up. Took me 9 hours. 9 hours and 10 minutes. 12. Wow. So it's 12 and a half laps around.
So you jumped and you did a burpee. I did a quarter mile one time, and thought my palms and my hands were going to bleed.
You didn't wear gloves, did you? See, yeah, I've been there. I know. I got those. I've learned. I see. My first quarter mile was the exact same way.
So did people come out? They probably first hour they were out there and they're like, dude, this dude's going to be forever here, man. I'm leaving.
I had shifts of people. So I started at 5 in the morning. Somebody, at least got there, was down there with me, and I did my lap, and then they just kept on coming in all day long. So I finished it up. Got to finish with my son. He was there. We had family there, and it was great for my wife because I've done 100-mile runs, or runs for 29 hours in Colorado where she has to pace me. And that's all over the place. Like that's work. Like you're driving around trying to find me here. I was running a lap. I didn't go. Plus you've done a burpee. You don't go very fast, so it was easy for her. She just kind of sat down and waited for me to come around and cheered me on.
So when did you think, holy shit, this is gonna suck? I mean, was there 2 hours in, 3 hours in, where you like? Did you ever think, okay, I have at least 5 more hours to go of jumping and putting my face to the ground?
No. It hit me about, I was 2 miles in, and I got a cramp in my ab. I mean, I felt like my ab twisted, and I got 4 more laps to go, and I'm like. So I figured at that time it was going to be about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, so I was going a little slower then. I'm like, that was the only time I started thinking, because I couldn't move. I'm like grabbing it, I'm holding it, and I'm just, and it finally relaxed, and I just calmed my mind and just did one more burpee. And then I just waited, did one more burpee. Then it went away. And that would hit me every 200 meters, I'd get hit me again, but then you get used to it. It's going to go away. So.
Did you figure how many burpees you did?
It was something like 13 to 1,600. I can't remember. I had it figured out a while back, and I can't remember. It may have been more than that. It might have been more than that. I don't even know. Yeah,
I bet it was more than that. I bet it was over. Well, I did a fundraiser and did like how many burpees I could do in 30 minutes. Of course, there's a group around, and it's just strict burpees. And I think I did like 325. And I remember the next day, it was bad for 4 days. I can't imagine how your body felt. I mean, tell me, was it just like back and chest and after that that a burpee is a full body workout?
Yeah. Oh, it's a best. I think you said this before. I'd say this: if anything, if I had one exercise that I'd have to do, I think it'd be a burpee because you get it all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I wasn't bad because I built up to it. I was hurting, but I've been used to 100-mile runs, and you feel it in Colorado, and you get to say my arms hurt, everything hurt. But I actually, after I got done, I went and I had to work a festival, so I worked 2 hours standing up, and after that, so I was on my feet 2 or 3 more hours, and then so I don't know, it hurts. It all goes away. You know what I mean?
A 5K burpee.
The 10K is the 10K.
Burpee 5K.
25 laps would be the 10K. I'll get this done. I'm just getting back into training. And it will be, I was actually up to 2 miles and feeling great, doing I do doubles. So like if Saturday I do, 2 hours, 3 hours. Sunday I do 3 hours.
So you train. You just didn't go out there and said, hey, you're in good shape. You didn't just say, hey, I do burpees in the gym. I'm gonna do a burpee 5K.
No.
So you actually trained for the burpee 5K.
Yeah.
Did anybody else do the burpee 5K? Was it just you?
Just me. I tried to get a couple. No, everybody's like, no way. I had a couple guys do a mile.
Okay.
That was it. But they did a mile with me and
again, I did a quarter mile and thought, whoa. I mean, this.
But okay, so here's the thing though. So,
wait, did I do a quarter? Yeah, I did a quarter mile.
But your mind was, I'm going to do a quarter mile, right?
Yeah.
So your resource allocation. So think about that. So resource allocation is your brain.
Resource allocation.
So your brain said a mile. I mean, it said a quarter mile.
Okay.
So at a quarter mile, you were finished because that's what you said. If you'd have said, I'm going to do a half a mile today, guess what? That quarter mile would have been okay. You'd have been tired at a half mile. So think about your workout. Have you ever done a workout where you say, I'm going to work out for an hour? And you're tired in an hour, right?
Mm-hmm.
You ever done like, say, I need it quick, I got to get it done, I'm going to do it in 20 minutes. And you're tired in 20 minutes. Because your brain prepares itself. It says, what you tell it to do, it's ready. But it's not going to do much more. And that's why some people say, I'm going to go for a 5 or 10 mile run. They usually do a 5 mile run. Because their brain hears 5 and they're done.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
What's that called again?
Resource allocation.
Okay. Resource allocation.
Yeah, so it's, I mean, we
got to remember that, Greg. Resource allocation.
I'm telling you, I know it's something. I love this podcast. We have somebody that they can't even see. They don't even know if we're even talking to a Greg. They don't know. You don't know. I'm just saying, guys. I don't see no Greg over here. So
he's sitting on the plush leather couch.
He is. He's got headphones. He's in the mixing studio.
He's Googling stuff for us, so we need to.
That's right.
Google resource allocation. See if it's not BS. Anyhow, man, wow.
But
I just talk about burpees all day long.
I know, I love it.
We love burpees, don't we?
I do, and like I said, I think the 10K is going to be 25 laps, so that's going to be 24 hours. Right around. That's what I'm thinking. Now there's faster guys. We're getting old, Jim. You're my age. We're about 50 going on.
I'm 4'8".
4'8". You're only 4'8"?
Yeah. What are you?
I'm 4'9". I thought you were 4'8". You ain't 4'9".
I'm 4'8".
Are you sure?
I am. I'll be 4'9".
You graduated in 86,
87.
Oh, 80. Oh, you are a young guy. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So you got plenty of time for that 5-0.
When do you turn 5-0?
June.
Wow. Yeah, that's okay. We're good.
Oh, no.
We're golden. We're golden.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I just had a guy come in the other day. He's like, "You're going to be 50?" I said, "Yeah." He's like, "Wow, you don't look that old." I said, I feel like I wake up. I look in the mirror. I look like that high school kid. A lot less hair.
That's funny. That's funny.
Few gray, but
see, hey, that's the great thing about being bald. I'm never going to go gray.
No.
So I'm going to look like this for at least 30 more years. If I shave, I get some gray beard here, but I'm going to look the same for the next,
You're looking good. I like it.
So anyhow, man. So how's the multi-level marketing going? I mean, because you've kicked butt in Herbalife. I mean, when did you decide? Because you're a chiropractor.
Yep.
And how long were you a chiropractor before you started? I was hitting some Herbalife.
10 years. That was almost. So I'm going on my 20 year as a chiropractor and 10 years, a little over 10 years in Herbalife. I never was that multi-level guy, and I had several other businesses, and kind of fell into our lap. And for me personally, it was the right vehicle. I mean, we kind of took off with it, and first 3 years we kind of we did some weight loss challenges, which are cool. So I had people come in. I'd have 30, 40 people a night, 3 nights a week come in, and we helped people lose the first 5 years over 10,000 pounds. So it was great education. It was awesome. But it still is a job. And so for me, I kind of was looking at how can I love work and I love what I do, but I want to have that time for the family. I want to be able to travel. Right. And I didn't have that with chiropractic.
I remember you told me one time when you traveled for a week, it's like not counting the vacation I have to buy. It's a $4,000 week.
At least,
I just have to pay everybody to.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was $4,000.
Yeah, it was at least that, if not more. And so it just for me wasn't. It was good. I liked it, but it just I don't know. Then and I was against. Not against. I didn't understand multi-level because the only people I knew were some of the people that came around that kind of were bothering you, and
right. And that's what I want to kind of really get at, because we know Herbalife's a quality product.
Yeah.
So is Advocare, Greg. There's Greg there with an Advocare shirt on. This guy's got an Herbalife shirt on. But I mean, 100 people join a network marketing business tomorrow. I mean, how many of them out of that 100? There's statistics out there that say, hey, this is how many are making a living now. They quit their job and. It's got to be. Well, it's got to be low, doesn't it?
It's just no different. So let's talk about a traditional business. So 100 traditional businesses. So like your gym. Okay, how many gyms open up? How many people want to be a gym owner, right? Mm-hmm. That open up. 10% of them, it really, if you look at 90% of them, in the first year are going to fail.
Yeah.
Same in Herbalife, they're going to fail. Yeah, 10% are going to be there after 5 years. There's only be another 10% of those. So really, out of 100, only one really is going to be left. But that's in regular market. That's in every marketing. Mm-hmm. And like I said, Herbalife, in our thing, it's roughly, if you start it, 50% of the people stay in. Now, granted, they may or not be making a lot of money. They may be making a little bit. It depends on what they do.
They're taking the product.
Yeah.
They're
yeah.
Getting a few people.
So the difference I see is it's a lot cheaper to start a multi-level business. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people do it. And a lot of people think that, just like in life, they think, I'm going to open a gym. Look at you. I see this gym in here. This is easy. I can open a gym. Look, you don't got any. I mean, this gym is all. If you haven't been in this gym, you got to get in this gym because XT Fitness is awesome. I mean, but if you walk in, it's a lot of homemade stuff.
Yeah.
You don't got no equipment.
Right.
You don't look in here. It's like anybody walks in your gym can say I can do this. I think, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But not everybody can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not they could do the workouts, but not everybody could own a gym like yours.
Right.
You know what I mean? Even though it's the cost of it, what you've done. I know you've done a lot of work on yourself, and you've done a lot of work in yours. Mm-hmm. I remember you taught me how to do the
rings.
The rings. Yeah, I did that at home. Yeah, I remember.
My own gymnastics.
Yeah,
ring.
You do. You know what I mean? And I watched your video and did that.
Okay.
So
cool.
So I learned it. So a lot of people think that, and they think that I could do it. The difference is in multi-level. You work hard. You're up at 4:00 in the morning. I watch you. And, I see you late. You know what I mean? It's not like you don't do anything.
Right.
You work hard. Too many people think I'm gonna start a multi-level business, and they see like the people that are successful, and I could do that, but they don't want to put the work in.
Right.
They don't want to put the effort in, and they want to happen now. They want to happen like, if I'm not making money in the first month, I'm done.
Yeah, right.
And have you ever hit a hard time in a gym here where maybe not as many people were coming and it was struggling a little bit?
Stress out a little bit and think, okay, what's going on here?
You've had that, right?
You get your working boots on. You know what I'm saying?
And you go out and you network and you talk to people, right?
Right,
yeah, you don't sit down and then sometimes when you don't have another option, I think that's something. It's harder for somebody to go from a good life to a great life. So a lot of people have a good. They have a good job, a good thing, but they really, to get to the great, to get to the exceptional, where they're living the dream and living what they want to do, whatever that is. I don't know. For me, traveling. For me,
I
could go.
I don't know. You follow him on Facebook? I'm tired of all the freaking vacations he's going on to. You know what I'm saying? It's not just Florida either. It's like Italy and all. He's going to Europe. He's getting.
I gotta make.
Got, like women, they're like him and his wife are sitting there and like what are those gondola things? And there's somebody waving a big old fan at him.
I'm telling you, yeah. But we didn't have that. Before I took no vacations.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have time. You know what I mean? And I don't say I didn't have time. I didn't make time. So I can say I do have time. I didn't choose to make the time. Where this kind of helped me in that choice, So for the Herbalife, it was my vehicle. It worked. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's been great. It's been awesome. I love multi-level marketing.
Okay, and I'm not opposed to any kind of business as long as it's moral and ethical. Multi-level marketing. How do you build it without? I always call it the supermarket experience. When I see the guy that's been trying to sell me his products in the supermarket, I'm like, oh boy, he's in aisle 8. Go to aisle 5 first. There he is, man.
Right.
He's gonna try to get me again.
Well, I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I 100% agree. And
I've never felt that with you at all.
Okay, great. Yeah,
is this how you relate to people, basically?
Yeah, I think it's immaturity. I think people get overzealous and they think that I love this product and I think there's a couple of things. One, I love this product and this is what I want to do. The other thing is they're so excited about it, right? And they think that I like it. Why wouldn't everybody else like it? Then there's the other person that they see dollar signs. Mm-hmm. And that was one of my turnoffs in the beginning of multi-level marketing because as a chiropractor, I was seeing a lot of patients in my office. So people would see the numbers and they would be like product people on for any nutritional products, and they're seeing numbers. So they looked at me as like a dollar sign. Well, you're going to make all this money, and I'm like, I already make money.
Yeah.
No one ever talked about freedom. Nobody talked about time.
So when people got you into the network marketing. To begin with, you're saying that they saw you because, hey, you're a chiropractor. This guy's going to rock it out.
Yeah, and we actually,
he'll be able to buy in really quick. And
yeah, exactly. And I didn't sign up with any of those people because all he talked about was money. And I'm like, I make money. I don't need another job. We got in actually off a radio ad. My wife heard because she was working. She's what if people say, how do I get a chiropractor? And I say, get your wife or get there's somebody in charge. a front desk person or the wife or the girlfriend or something, get them involved, because for us, she was working as a PT and working in Sandusky. So she was driving, working 50 hours a week that she wanted to be home. But she worked for our company. For me, she couldn't fire me. So she heard this work from home ad, and finally got frustrated one day and said, I'm sick of leaving my kids with the babysitter. I'm sick of not being home. This is working for somebody. They're advertising. So she answered this ad. That's how we originally got involved. So I got involved there, and once we found out nutritionals, at first I said,
So she answered the ad, and when you went, and it was a Herbalife, where you like, or a network where you're like, oh
yeah,
they got us again.
Well, it was funny because it was a Saturday morning, and I wake up, and she's like, you got to. Back then they did the recruiting, and it was like you had to listen to this CD.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was all this stuff about like lifestyle. Right, because it was a business, so they're trying to get people. Obviously, you're work from home, so they're trying to pitch the business to you. You didn't know what the products were, so she's like, "You got to watch this because they're calling us at 10 o'clock." I'm like, "Who's calling me at 10 o'clock?" She's like, "I go, what'd you do?" Save down. I'm like, "It's not one of those. I'm not doing it." She's crying. She's like, "You got to do it," and I'm like, it's like, your wife's crying. If your wife ever cries, like that you're like, okay, you're, right?
That's no good. Man.
It's so good. It's bad. Yeah. I'm like, all right. So I'm watching this thing, and it's all this stuff. So we get the phone call, and it's a guy out of California, and I don't know him. So it's different than knowing somebody and, like being across with somebody like this and talking. I'm talking to some guy on the phone. And you ever watch Wedding Planners?
Yeah.
Ma Meatloaf?
Yeah.
So this guy's telling me about how he's living in this real big nice, because they're all pitching the money. They're pitching, the lifestyle. Because that's why people answer these ads.
I've never seen Wedding Planners. I'm thinking of Wedding Crashers.
No, Wedding Crashers, not Planners. Wedding Crashers.
Okay.
Yeah. Wedding Crashers. Yeah, I was wrong. Wedding Crashers. Sorry.
Okay, yeah. So then small. Oh yeah.
So they're downstairs, right? And I'm thinking this guy's pitching me like, oh, I got this house, I got this, and I'm envisioning a guy with, I don't know what you guys call. We call them giddy tees, or the this
this like
thing.
The wife beaters.
The wife beater. Yeah, I got a wife beater. I didn't know it was appropriate.
Hey, we can edit these, man.
You're gonna need to edit. You're gonna have to edit that. So I'm thinking some guy's down in his basement, his mom ain't making no money, big belly. Mom, give me the meatloaf. Hey, I'm on the conference call here. That's what I'm thinking they're doing, right? Because I'm like, this guy's. I'm like putting my head on. I'm like, no way this guy's making money. You know what I mean? So I'm like,
funny.
So the whole time I'm like, no way, we're not doing it. Then they said, okay. Then we're like, well, what is it? Because they're pitching us on this whole thing. Then they finally said, well, it's a nutritional company, been in business at that time 20-something years.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, I'm down for these. Let me try the products and see if they like. And I liked them. I was running an ultra marathon at the time. I was doing Mohican 100. So I was like that guy that thought I could out-exercise bad nutrition. So I drank 4 pots of coffee a day, ate McDonald's and Taco Bell every day. Every day, Taco Bell.
Really?
Oh, every day. Because I was like, I'm like mentally tough. I'm processing the good that's in that taco. And like that
bean burritos, tacos. What was your order?
All of it, maybe. I'd eat 12 tacos and a bean burrito.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And I was running 100 miles a week. So I was exercising.
Yeah.
So I didn't, but I felt bad. I was always tired. And as you know, it's like there's moderation.
Mm-hmm.
You can have ice cream and you can have stuff, but if you're eating junk all the time, I drank pop. I'm like, oh, it don't matter, it's water in it. My brain can process the water out of the pop and not all the sugar. That's what I thought, right? And so we ended up, I got a products, liked them. And that's kind of how it started. Then I started seeing, these guys, and I'm going to these events. And really the big thing about the event is people say, oh, I don't want to go to the events. It's like a call. It's not, I was paying $1,500 as a chiropractor a month to go to 4 events a year and get coaching every year to help in my head, to help with my business. And most of it's all, your business is all your head. It's what you believe in. If you believe that your business is failing, you're going to fail, right? If you overcome that negative stinking thinking you have, at the times when it gets slow and you can put that aside and say, okay, no, I'm going to crush it. I'm going to go work. I'm going to get people in. I believe in what I'm doing. This type of fitness I don't need the gyms. I don't need all the equipment. You don't need all those memberships, right? You need to come in here and push some body weight. That's what you always say, right? Mm-hmm. Push some body weight. You don't need all that stuff, right? That's what you say, right? Because you believe in it.
Why buy 10 treadmills for $6,000 a piece that break down and are not functional.
Right, and you believe it. Yeah, you believe in what you do, and I watch how many people you get in there. It's all because of your belief, right? So that was what I was paying $1,500 a month for this belief, and I went to my first event, and I was like, wow, this is like kind of what I'm paying for, and I get it for like $50.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do this, you know what I mean? Because and it was really, so in the beginning, I kind of used it to help my chiropractic business. And then by default, I started seeing that, talking to friends and meeting people that are making great money. I'm like, how many employees you got? They're like, I have an assistant. And they're making, a lot of money, 20, 30, 40 grand a month. You know what I mean? And I'm like, really? And for chiropractic, for me to have that much money, I'd have to have 5, 6, 7 staff members.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So then it started, in my brain, started thinking, wow, this ain't so bad. And that's kind of how the vehicle for me. And I think, one thing I'll say though, some multi-level people think it's the only way. Like, it's the only way you can. No, there's so
it's
many
the
ways.
only way. Like, what do you mean? This the
like they think that like everybody should do multi-level.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody's cut out to do multi-level.
Yeah,
they're not. I think anybody can do it. It's not for me to choose who can and who's going to be successful and who's not. But it's not for everybody.
How's that one guy doing? Remember, he opened an office in Columbus. He was with you.
Josh, yeah.
Josh.
He just opened the club in North Olmsted with me. So he moved, actually.
So he's still in it.
He moved.
How's he doing?
He's doing great. He's doing great. He's doing the best he's ever done. He moved back from Columbus. He's married, has a new baby.
Okay.
He had a shop in Norwalk. He sold that, and he just opened one in North
So
Olmsted.
when you meet somebody, can you tell? Or not really? Does some of them surprise you?
I used to
think.
Yep.
And produce, and you're like, oh.
Yep. I don't judge anybody anymore. I'm just like, I just let it go. When I see somebody that thinks they're going to kill it, I'm just like, yeah, go ahead, go get it. I see somebody that's maybe not doing anything in the beginning. I love them. Just, I try to the best thing, do the best for the person. I think that's in life, is if you do what's right for the person, and then if sometimes it's like, hey, maybe this isn't for you, go do something else.
Yeah.
Maybe it is another company. Maybe it's, maybe it is a job. For me, I've never had a boss. So,
yeah,
like,
same here, man.
I don't do well with bosses.
That would suck.
No.
Oh man, I was at and I know some of the people I won't say where I was last night, but they were, it was a meeting to raise money. My daughter's going to have a fundraiser, and they were talking about, okay, the meeting, the guy that came in and talked about this bus trip we're going on to go to one of the kids' field trips, and he talked 10 minutes. It was good. Okay, let's go. I'm ready to get out of here. And then, hey, well, what about the fundraiser? We have to eat spaghetti this year, or the spaghetti was a little watery. Well, what about tacos this year? And I'm not kidding you, 20 minutes later, I felt like gouging my eyeballs out. They were still talking about tacos and watery spaghetti, and I was like, I felt like standing up like, I'll bring Jim's hot dogs back out. I'll do the hot dogs. I'll write a check for $2,000. I mean, anyhow, with that, and
I agree with it.
I went home and I couldn't work. If that's anything like the corporate world where I have to have meetings with other people and be... I couldn't do it now.
It's hard, man. It's hard. I'm on some boards, and it's hard because that's the thing.
The boards, yeah. The board's hard because
same thing. Yeah, same thing.
And good for you. I'm probably a piece of garbage because I'm always like, I can't do that. I'm busy,
Nah, you're good.
So 10 years later, you flip flopped. You want to not. You right? Or
yeah.
Easing out of the chiropractor.
Yeah, Dr. Joel.
You're going to keep it and just have docs work for you, right?
Yep. Dr. Joel's in there. He does awesome. Yeah, I have great people working at the office. I love them. So they have awesome people, and I do like being a chiropractor. I just like the freedom. I feel like a caged animal when I have set hours.
Yeah.
So I like to be able to move. I like to be, my life's flexible now. I'll pick up, I was telling you, I'm going in October to go for 4 days to Mexico to support a guy that's running 10 Ironmans. Which is this guy's.
That's our next subject.
Yeah.
I want to talk about.
So I'm doing that, yeah. But so I couldn't do that in the past. Now I can take off. I just, I'm gone. I'll cancel. I used to cancel patients, and what it did is it hurt my practice. It wasn't good for the people.
Right.
So I brought a chiropractor in. Now he's there every day. I don't have to cancel anybody anymore, but I can kind of do what I want to do. I can spend time with my family. I can go to my son's games. I don't miss any games. I don't, I'll be back picking my son up today, from school. I never used to do that. So I get to do stuff like that. You're
free, man.
Yeah, it is. It's like.
What'd you say? You're on your own path. What were you talking about?
You run your race, man. Like sometimes I think in life we get these blinders, or we get this look at this person and they're doing this, so then I go over here and I try to do this, and then this person maybe is doing this over here, so the next thing I know my focus is all over, right? Because I'm comparing myself to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
I'm comparing myself to you. So maybe in your fitness versus my fitness, or your business versus my business, we compare our results to other people, and we need to just put the blinders on and run our own race. To be us, and just, and that's in anything you do is because you don't know their situation.
Yeah.
You don't know their story, so why compare yourself to them? Because it's either going to make you feel really good about yourself, really, or feel really bad about yourself. Because if you compare yourself to somebody, you may be way ahead of them, or you may be like, I got younger, just like us, I have younger kids that are just killing it, that are making, great money and having freedom that I never had at 25 years old.
Yeah. Right.
Doesn't mean that I'm bad or good or whatever. It doesn't mean they're great. It's just, it's their race. It's what they're doing.
Yeah.
It's fit for them. So I try not to compare myself to anybody.
I like that, Nick. I like that line. You can't get jealous when people are rocking it out and you're down low here. I mean, just like I know you do a lot of Facebook stuff, and I noticed you got 1,280 views today, and I got like 2,000. But anyhow, I'm just kidding, man. But no, I like your stuff. You're motivational, man. I get up by myself when I see some of your stuff and start high-fiving the wall. You fire me up so much.
Oh, I'm telling you, man. Well, same back at it's just we do our own thing, and I started. It's funny because I started Facebook, and I've got we all get that stinking thinking going in our head sometimes. We get that. I've seen people. They got 10,000. Some people get 10,000 views. You're like, and you're listening to them like, I'm better than they are.
You know what? I had that list up there. Don't gossip, judge, be negative, make excuse, complain, exaggerate. Or I tell you what, I'm judging these people all the time.
I like it.
Dang it. I got to stop that.
I know.
Well, shoot, he's a motivational speaker too. Well, shit, I'm a motivational speaker. Why do I have to listen to that crap? You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
Stop that and
that's our I ams. Yeah, it's our head, and it's human nature. The thing is, I think, is do you act on it? Because that's the difference. Is some people think it, and do they act on it? Does it ruin their day? Right? Because then when they start to, judge somebody else, and because we do, we're human, we're going to judge. I judge, you judge. I mean, no matter how much I say it, I judge, but then I don't act on that judgment. I don't let that judgment affect me. Does that make sense? So I try to limit how much I judge, and when I catch myself judge, I'm like,
you're catching.
Okay, cancel that thought.
Yep.
Okay, get something positive, think something good about. They're doing great. That's awesome. Yeah. Okay, what can I do better? That's about it. But some people let that ruin their life.
In January, I'm always like, okay, it's cold in here. I go to Facebook. Nick's down in Florida, or he's in the Caribbean.
You're not judging me?
Doing, man, that multi-level marketing crap.
I love it. I think about you, dude. I think of when I'm on the beach. I've seen you work out doing the burpees for the birthdays. I see the birthday burpees all the time. I love the birthdays.
Yeah, but you got to send a video. Next time, hey, you're 50th. You'll probably be like in Jamaica or something. Send me doing burpees.
Actually, I'm gonna be in Punta Cana.
Really?
I think so. Yeah, I'm in Punta Cana. Then we go to Italy. So we're taking the family to Italy. Yeah.
I will. 50 burpees.
I ran a 30. I remember 2 years ago. I was getting ready for the Leadville. 3 years ago, and I ran up to staying at the Hard Rock Casino in Punta Cana, and I did a 35-mile run and a 1-mile loop around the resort. It was crazy.
You did? No, wait. You ran around the resort 35 times?
Yeah.
On vacation?
Oh, yeah.
Who the hell does that? I mean, that's ridiculous. You should be like sitting
it was crazy. People, because I started at 5 in the morning, and it took me 6 hours, I think, around there, 35 miles, right? Because it was hot.
I mean, that's a mental game.
It was rough. Oh, yeah, it's all
mental. I mean, it's mental. Right?
All of it's mental. It's everything we do is mental. If I tell you to do 50 pull-ups, 50 burpees, I should watch some of your people do burpees. They shouldn't be doing 30, 40 burpees, and they do them, right? It's all mental. It hurts. But it just continues to hurt, and you just get it done, right? So same thing, like it's 1 foot. That's one thing I love about the ultra, that I think people, a whole nother subject, but I think when you do something more, like that pushes you physically, you find out about yourself. And you find out about, how to push through things. And if you can push through like an hour workout in here, like have you read Living with the Seal?
No.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, Jesse Itzler? Okay, so
like
this guy.
Navy SEAL?
Yeah. So he's a DJ that he actually used to be, he developed NetJets. And then his wife is Sarah, who owns Spanx.
Okay.
So he's an ultra runner. He got this SEAL to live with him, and the SEAL said, he said, I'll come live with you for a month. You got to do whatever I tell you. Great book, I'm telling you, awesome book to read. And he does a thing called We Do Hard Stuff, which is, you would like, because it's all like a month-long thing that you he donates money into, he's donated like over, I think, last time, $20,000 a month, $30,000 a month to charities. And you do, if you do it all month, he'll donate $100 in your name. So it's kind of cool. So look, but he made him his first day. He said, okay, do as many pull-ups as you can. This guy gets up there and does 20 of them. Okay, And he's like, I'm dying. I get my 21 up there, and that was it. Actually, I think it was like 15. He goes, okay, do as many as you can next time. He did like 10. He goes, okay, now we will not leave here until you do 100. So he got to the point that he was doing one and have to rest. And he did 100 pull-ups in like 3 hours or 2 hours or something long. Yeah. But
that's cool.
But mentally push through it, right? So the same thing as you mentally push through things. It's like the problem is if people don't do stuff like that don't tax them, whenever something gets hard, their job gets hard, family gets hard, relationship gets hard, they quit. They quit when the sweet stuff is on the other end of that pain, right? They quit.
Write that down, Greg. They quit when the sweet stuff is on the other side of that pain. I love that. I'm going to say that in every one of my classes. That is good. That is good. That's good stuff.
You know, Greg,
so I got to go through. So I have been in my workouts lately. I think I've been cutting off at 85, 90%. Man, I got to just work through that pain.
Yeah.
A little bit better.
You
I need to run an ultra marathon. Is it called an ultra marathon?
Yeah.
So you're going to the what is this? It's 10 Ironman. Where are you
so
going?
I'm going to Leon, Mexico. A guy named Frank Furmick, who is I met him through a guy in Herbalife. He was doing at the time training for the Race Across America. So it's 2,000 miles in like 14 days. He's not a biker. He's crazy. He's a beer drinker. He drinks beer. He eats pizza. Eats McDonald's. I mean, his diet's crazy. We're trying to work on his diet, but he's just an ordinary guy that just does crazy exercise things. He's done a thing called the Anvil, which is 5. So they put 5 Ironmans together. So whatever that would be like 12-mile swim, 500-mile bike, and like 130-mile run. So you do their swim. So instead of an all, Ironman, which is 2-mile swim, 113-mile bike, 26-mile run.
And that's an Ironman.
That's an Ironman. They put there's 2 ways to do it. This is the World Championships, I think. So there's actually I think there's 10 people doing it on the continuous end, and then there's another group that will do. I think there's like 10 of them that they do an Ironman, and they just do one after another Ironman. So they do swim, bike, run, swim, bike, run, swim, bike, run 10 times. He's doing 24-mile swim in a 50-meter pool, a 1,100, 1,200-mile bike ride on a 7-kilometer track, a loop in this park in Mexico, and then he's doing 260-mile run on a 5K loop.
So how long is that going to take him?
He thinks he can get it done in 10 days. So I'm getting there on day 6. So I'll get there about halfway through his journey. They have 14 days to finish it.
They have 14 days to finish that thing. So you do it on your own pace, basically.
Yeah. So basically, we'll go there. We'll support him. As he comes through the loop, we'll make sure he gets food. We'll make sure that when he's sleeping, we get him up.
How many miles swim?
24 miles.
How long does it take to do? How long does it?
It's like an hour. It's like a half hour. I mean, if you're good, a half hour. I mean, but probably half hour. So you think about it's going to be almost a day swimming in a pool.
Why do you like to do that? Why do you like to run?
Because for me, it's
30 miles.
For me, it's that same thing of if I know I could do that, I can get through anything. Like I can push through the pain. I know it's just a matter of putting another foot. We're so untapped. People, 90% of people untapped. They're so untapped in everything they do. They don't even. That's why, like going out and running 10 miles, like for somebody would be taxing. Working out in here and doing something in here to say, maybe it's a little bit harder because you guys burn, you do to burn, so it is a little bit, you're going to have a give out of your body, here we're running, I think you don't get that lactic acid buildup, so it's right. So you don't get, so it's a little different and you can go longer. Yeah. But imagine like having somebody come in and do like a 6-hour workout, like really like and have it, I think that you could do like an ultra workout where they have, it's like a half hour on, a little bit of rest, half hour on, and it will push them to the point that they never thought they can go. Mm-hmm. And when they get to that point, and like I said, I think anything's possible. It opens your mind to really what your body can do. Because like I said, we just quit too early. We quit on so much. And like I said, 90% of the people, why do 10% of the people have success, I feel, is they're willing to do what the 90% never want to do. The 90% talk about it, the 10% would do it. Some people get lucky, and is there luck out there? Yeah, there's some genetic pool luck. Right. I mean, you have that. And there's some luck in family-owned businesses and luck thing, but most of the time, the 10% are just doing more.
Really?
Yeah. And they think differently. They think just like you would think differently. If I put you in here and I said, I need you to do this, this, and this, and that, I'd rock it out. Like I watch some of the stuff you guys do on that, you cutting your bicep up, you know what I mean, when you heard it on the American Ninja thing, right? You know what I mean, and you come back from that. You know, that's a whole, the pain of ripping your hands apart. You know what I mean? And then going back and doing it again, you know, the next day when you have cuts in your hands and you work through it.
Yeah, right.
Most people, oh, well, I got a little cut. I don't know if I could go today, Jim. I got this little, you know what I mean? Those are the people they don't get that. They don't get that sweetness like that at that end of that pain. They just don't get it. They don't feel it.
Can you teach that? Can you teach that? You know, gosh.
I think you can. Yeah. I think as our kids, I think I don't say we're too easy on them, in a sense, but I think if we can get them to the point as they mature, you know what I mean, and you start talking to them and letting them know that it's okay to go through some pain. It's okay to fail. That's the other thing is I think a lot of people quit because they don't want to fail. What if I don't get that ninth pull up?
Mm-hmm.
What if I look bad? Yeah. What if you know, people laugh at me, or people that I don't, you know, people will quit earlier. Again, you probably see them in here because they're afraid to fail in front of somebody else. You know, because we're taught like failure is bad. Failure is awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was talking about in my podcast today about, you know, people that aim every day, you know, and they aim, and they never fire. They never shoot. They never go after anything. Yeah. They don't go for it. Because why? They're afraid that, what if I miss? What if you hit it? What if you hit that target?
Yeah, I have a friend that he's been wanting to start a new business for 20 years. And my wife and we actually laugh about it because they do the numbers. And they come back like in a couple weeks like, gosh, the numbers just didn't add up. I'm like, oh, okay. You know, the first couple times I'm like, okay, the numbers didn't add up. And like the fifth time he came back and like, you know, the numbers just didn't add up. I'm like, what the heck? I'd go home and say, Diane, I don't know why they're not starting the business. And then after I sold this gym, and to make a long story short, 2008 economy hit and stuff, I'm like, I had a non-compete. I couldn't, you know, I sold my first gym called Jim's Gym. And I just remember thinking, man, I need to do something. And I thought, which is a long story, but I did start selling hot dogs. You know that.
I know, I love it.
And I did the number, I was like, hot dog, 20 cents, bun, 10 cents, mustard, 3 cents, sell the hot dog for $3. Let's go!
Yeah.
I'm making, you know, $2.50 a hot dog. I sell 200 hot dogs a day, okay.
Right.
Just went for it, man.
And if you know what, I guarantee you look at it, and if I don't, I'm going to be okay. And I guess it probably didn't even enter your mind that you would, that you're just like, I'll just make it happen.
Yeah.
I know my number. I just make it happen. I'll sell this many hot dogs if I have to get out there and shove it down somebody's throat. You know.
Yeah. You know, I looked at hot dog carts and I'm like $3,500, and I saw, hey, make your own for $500 with stuff from Lowe's and Walmart. So that winter, man, I made 2 hot dog carts in my garage and rocked it out
and you fired. I mean, and that's the thing too. Is I think, you know, life we just got to take the shots. You know what I mean? And I think that's something. And I do believe. And this Jesse Eicher, I talk about that Limited Seal. He actually does a business mastery or business thing he just started, and it all starts with like a 5 or 6 hour event, like of doing something, like running or biking or something. He puts people through 6 hours that are business people that don't work out. You know what I mean? Something just to get them through it, because that's where a lot of breakthroughs, you start to see yourself and you get the breakthroughs in your mind of what's limiting you. I'm telling you, it's I don't say it's spiritual, but in a way when you push through that limit and you do something that you thought, like when I did my 100-mile, man, I was hallucinating, my first one I ever did. You know, you're hallucinating, it was 28 hours, you know, I'm out on the mountain and I'm seeing things and I'm seeing people and oh yeah, it was great. It was awesome. Really? It was pretty cool. Yeah, and you know, people were like, yeah, and you know, when I remember the first one that I finished, you know, and just the emotion that comes over you that you did it. You know what I mean? That I got through it, and when so many people quit, I didn't quit on myself, and I quit on myself. You know, and that was tough. You know what I mean? I got up there and I was like, you know, because you got to hit certain times.
You say you did quit on yourself?
Yeah, so you got to hit certain times. There was one race I did, and it was a bad race from like, the first stop was 13 miles, and I was hurting at 13 miles. Like, I'm like the same thing. I started talking to myself. I'm like, man, I was dying. I'm like, this is tough. So I'm like, you know, I'm going, I get to 50, that's a turnaround, it's an out and back turnaround, and I'm hurting at this point. Like, the whole time I was just, I didn't feel good. I just didn't have it. But I was not going to quit, right? But what I did was, you have to make certain times. So I was like, well, if I don't make the time, and they pull me off the course, I'm not quitting. So I justified this in my head. So next thing I know, I found myself sitting on the log a little longer. At the rest stop up the top of the mountain a little bit longer. You know what I mean? So I made sure subconsciously, I made sure I didn't make that cutoff. And at the time it was okay, but then when I got home, I was like, I mean, it was like 3 years before I went back that I had to live with myself, that I would always think about that. Like, you quit on yourself.
Really?
Yeah, and that's harder than the pain. Guess what? The pain went away. My blisters healed. My muscles stopped hurting. The pain of thinking that you quit on yourself haunts you. So I went back and I finished it, and I told my wife, because she was, it's hard. It's hard to watch somebody hurt and do, what I have to do when you do these runs, and I said, they're either pulling me off this course or I'm finishing. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, I'm going to go as hard as I can.
And how many miles?
100.
Wow.
So I just said I'm going to go as hard as I can for as long as I can. And I think if you do that, and it's all relative too. So you don't have to run 100 mile to hit this. You can run a 10K. There's people out there that can do exactly. can do 20 burpees, and that's like, I mean, that's spiritual. Like 10, that's like pushing they've ever gone before. So I don't think people, you don't have to do this epic big stuff. Mm-hmm. Do a 5K, do a marathon, do something, but do something more than you're comfortable. When it scares you, like when I said I was going to do this 10K burpee, I got kind of a pit in my stomach. I was like, 24 hours. I want to put myself. I know how much it's going to hurt. I'm like, man.
So you did commit to this 10K.
Oh yeah, I'm going to get it done.
10K.
Yeah, I'm going to get it done.
When are you going to do that?
I'm looking. I just started back in, so I'm going to look at probably first of the spring when it gets right. I'll be able to train through the winter.
The balls of your feet, is that a problem? Like your shoes and the jump?
It gets hot on you. No.
Or can you take a step, or are you jumping?
No, you ain't stepping, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Don't be stepping. You're gonna be a stepper, Jimmy. You're not a stepper. You're a
I started
plant.
step aerobics back in 1990, man. That's where my fitness career started, man.
I gotta see. Did you have the tights?
I had tight shorts. Yeah. I even had like a half shirt at one point.
I've seen your basketball shorts before.
Yeah, but it's pretty bad.
I've seen them. I've seen it.
I'll tell you what, though, physical exercise has changed my life, and I've seen it change people's lives in here. And I've noticed. Here's what I noticed. And I tell people this. I just said this morning. You have a business. You have a job. I get about sometimes 50 people in here at 5:30 a.m. And you want to hire somebody on the way to work. First of all, look at the paper boys at 5 in the morning, man. Those are the dedicated guys. You want to get a good part-time worker? Ask that paper boy what he's doing, and then go to the gyms and start looking at those people in the gym. And when they come out of that gym at 5:30 in the morning, say, "Hey, you looking for a job?" Because I notice those people, they're dedicated. They show up on time. They got self-discipline. Those are the people you want, and that's a whole nother podcast. And maybe we can touch on it.
Oh, definitely.
Just some of the people that the work ethic. The work ethic of some of the, not only the younger generation, just you go into a restaurant and you're just not getting the service you used to. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm just, maybe it's us as being business owners and working for ourselves, we expect more.
I'm with you, brother. I agree. Like the morning, if you're dedicated in the morning, and I like that.
And not only in the morning, it can be.
Well, it could be a night too.
A dedicated workout regimen.
Yeah. But here's the thing. I also think though the people that get up before work and do it before, it's different.
Yeah.
And don't get wrong, I think it's hard after work, and I know there's not the morning person, but the person that gets up and does something hard, it's hard to do. So I just started doing this cold showers. So I know you used to do the cold water in the face, right?
Yeah.
So I was like...
How are those cold showers? Are they awesome? I mean, are you loving it?
No. You know what? I like the fact that I started doing it not because of health, and I've looked at it, and there's some studies say yes, there's health, but more of every morning I get up, I'm doing something hard right off the get-go. Like, that first 30 seconds of that cold water, it hurt. I mean,
do you go warm, or do you go warm first?
No, all cold. No, just right in cold. Head cold. It's like I always had. It's just and it's got there's days that it's like this ain't so bad. I'm in there and I do the whole deal, and I'm in there for 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes. You know what I mean? No problem. There's days when the shock never ends. That's always there in the morning. But the only reason I'm doing that for health, I'm doing it more mental. Like it's making me do something uncomfortable, making me do something that's not fun in the morning, making me get that. You know what? No matter how my day goes, I got over something this morning. Like I got in that cold shower this morning, and I got out. It's like making your bed. I got something accomplished. Mm-hmm. I did something uncomfortable today.
So you're taking cold showers.
It's been 2 weeks.
Come on. 2 weeks?
Yep.
Okay, we're gonna have you back in a month. So you're still taking cold showers, man. Because I was forced to take a cold shower 2 nights in a row when the hot water tank went out. And I mean, do you yell? You yell?
No, because usually I'm doing it early in the morning. I don't want to wake my wife up. There's a couple of times during the day I've done it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm yelling.
You yelling? Because I found myself yelling. Like, ah! I'm serious. It was brutal.
It is brutal.
It's shocking.
But it's doing that hard stuff. You know, I mean, I think that, you know, can you make yourself...
I'm going to do one tomorrow.
Can you make yourself uncomfortable? Make yourself uncomfortable. You know, I mean...
I do talk about that in the class.
Yeah, because, you know, if you're doing something that's comfortable, and that's what I was saying, when you get up in the morning, it's not always the best, you know what I mean, because it's hard. It's hard to get up. You know what I mean, to do it right before work. It's hard to get that in, that dedication to get in. You know what I mean? So I think it's a special person. Because I guarantee a lot of those people aren't morning people. A lot of them, if you ask them, would you rather be in a nice warm bed or in here getting you yelling at me with your little microphone on? I see that microphone. I'm like, shut that dang microphone off. You got the headset on, you know. I mean, hear your big voice booming. You know, I'm like, be quiet, you know. But you know, so something I guarantee not everybody is like a morning person. There's people in it. Those, like you said, those are the people you want to look for that are challenging themselves every day. Mm-hmm. You know, we just need more of that. And I think it all starts with us. Your kids are seeing that. Your kids are seeing what you're doing, and they may or not do it right now. But here's the thing: they're going to get it.
They're observing.
They see
hours and hours of observation.
Yep.
Our children are watching what we do. You know.
Yep.
And that's what can really mold them into
you
know where they're going in life. And that brings up another question. I mean, I know you have 3 boys.
Yep.
Are you promoting them to like go to college? Are you saying, hey, you need to go to? Is that?
You're going into this, huh? All right. I view like you do. I mean, my thing is I'm not against education. Okay, I'm really not. I still think it's a bubble. I don't think the product that they put out as a whole, as far as a college education, is a good product. I think they mislead kids. I think, you know, in my opinion, I'm not against education. I love education. I think education is good. But I also think, though, it depends on what you want to do. You want to be a doctor and you need to get licensed? Yes. I like those. But I think in some of the other cases, if you want to get into business, you know what business do you want to be in? I think some good principles are good, but I think go find somebody, shadow somebody, work for somebody in the business sector. Learn from them. Then you can take classes, you can go to classes. I don't think just go, I'm going to get my business degree and I'm going to come on and have a job. I'm going to get my exercise science degree and I'm going to get this awesome, amazing job. And I spent
$30,000 debt when I come out.
At least.
Yeah, okay, that's low.
I don't know where you're going. You haven't been to school since the 80s. You're like 100,000. You know what I mean? It's like, you know what I mean? It's like, and I'm not against it, but I just think that, I think really look at it. I don't think it's just the old days of go to school.
Yeah,
it's funny.
If you don't go to school, you're not going to be successful. You're going to be a bum. You're going to be working here, and you got to do it. And
you're flipping hamburgers. No, I mean, you know what? Here's the thing. I just watched Cocktail. Remember Cocktail?
Oh, okay. Gosh, I love Cocktail. So I'm a Cruise fan, man. Don't even get me started.
So remember, it's funny because I've heard that podcast, and I mean when you were talking about that live that one time. In that beginning of Tom Cruise, man, he comes out of the army and he goes try to get a job on Wall Street. And they're like, go get an education, go get an education. Remember that in the beginning? Like he's going, oh, no, can I have a job? No.
Yeah.
Go to school. I think those days are gone. I think those days of that is that you have to, I think I'd rather take somebody, you know, in the business end that wants to work and be, you know, apprentice. We don't have apprentices anymore. We have nobody that wants to follow anybody and say, you know what, I'll come in here and I'll learn how to run a gym by washing your floor. And then I'm gonna learn from washing your floor of how you do it. How do you teach your class? I'm gonna learn from you of how you run the business.
Wow, that's firing me up, man.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I think that, you know, we got this whole thing, and it's a conflict because here's the thing: we got our government, you know what I mean, that pays, you know, that has those subsidies that pay for schools, and your student loan is the only thing you have to die to get out of your student loan.
Oh, I know.
You know what I mean? You can't go bankrupt.
You have a credit card.
Yeah.
But you can't. Yeah, it's only. I know. And you know why colleges keep charging so much money because the government keeps giving loans.
Yeah. And
I don't charge more. Why not charge more?
So my thing is this: get a product, and I'm not saying they can't have a great product, but and I'm not saying every school doesn't have a good product,
right.
I'm saying as an overall, if you took every school and said, okay, what do? You graduated, and what are you doing? Most of the people aren't even in what they are graduating from.
No.
Now it's a good base, and I get it, and I'm all about education. I think education is great. Too. It's a base, but it's not. I think that the days of you have to go to school to get your degree. You know, and that's the only way you're going to be successful. No, I think you can. Depends on what you want to do.
It depends. You're right.
You know,
you can get on your iPhone and put headphones on and drive out to California and back and go to school in your car, listening to great stuff, learning online.
Right.
Getting fired up.
Right. You can learn from this. Being this podcast right here is going to be educational. This could be.
See that leather couch, the leather plush couch over there? There's be like 4 or 5 kids. We should start charging.
I know, just to be sitting. I know, he should pay us.
He should pay us right now. He should pay us for listening in on this.
Greg's not really even here. We're just kidding. Like that's it's really weird in here right now because there's a statue that he talks to calls him Greg. He said, "This is my buddy Greg." He's just kidding, Greg.
There's really Greg here, man.
There is. Greg's awesome. We just
Anyhow.
talk to him, like he's over there, but I love it.
So I'm big.
We've been all over. I love this podcast.
That's what
I don't think it hasn't been like a.
Yeah.
I want to know how you're going to name this because, what's the title of this podcast going to be? Jim and Nick Rant.
You know what? I noticed on Joe Rogan stuff, he puts like I don't want to copy too much off Joe Rogan, but it'll probably say stuff like multi-level marketing and a lot of other shit.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But this is good stuff, man. Listen to my one idea here, and I tell my kids know about this, and my wife knows about this, and she's like, "You're never gonna do that." And I call it, and I've told Greg this before, a little statue over here, the Burger King Project.
Okay.
And I don't know why I call it the Burger King Project. I might change it a little bit, but here's what I'm going to do. Because, just to show what you can do with a positive mental attitude, with work ethic, with optimism, with enthusiasm, go into another town. Like, go in 60 miles from here, 40 miles from here for 8 months, or it might have to be a year. That kind of frightens me. But I go in there, I apply for a job, and I get a job there. You listening here, Nick?
I'm with you.
The Burger King Project.
Okay.
And I go in there, and I might let my hair grow a little bit. If I'll have a skullet, I'll look a little rough. You know what I'm saying? I know you're looking at me right now and thinking,
wow, how's it going to grow? That's going to take you longer to grow that. I'm just looking, Jim. But let's go. I'm fine. The hair part, except for the hair part. Let's go. Okay.
So I go into Burger King, and I get a job, and I just start rocking it out. I'm running register. People are walking through the door. I'm memorizing the regulars' names. I'm getting the crowd. I'm getting the people putting mustard on the hamburger, getting them excited about it, making sure the bun, just show you how, with this kind of a work ethic and attitude and enthusiasm for your job, no matter what it is, look how you can, all of a sudden, you're shift manager. And then you're night manager, and then you move to day manager, and then all of a sudden they want you to manage the place, unless the manager gets jealous and knows that his job, and
then you're out.
Yeah, but that could be a story. Hey, look, I got fired because I'm too good. And then all of a sudden you're running the place, and then the district man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
the Burger King Project.
I guarantee you're doing. I don't think it would take you a year. Because look at who goes in those, you know what I mean? A lot of times they're good people, but I think it's the same thing. It's like, it's a stepping stone, right? That's why they're so good. Mm-hmm. You get somebody in there that's actually, my niece worked at Chipotle. Same kind of thing. She's awesome. She has a great attitude, a great smile, and would give it all for any, like making the, cutting the peppers. She was like the best pepper cutter. And everybody else like, I hate cutting the peppers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She would be the best pepper. And actually, no, she's running the shift. It's same, just like you said, it's all because of her, of what they do, and the difference between somebody it's a job.
Yeah.
Because that's what they have to be. I always tell people this: give more at that job, and that's what you would do. I guarantee you this: either you're gonna move up in that, or somebody's gonna come in and say, "Who is that guy?
Yeah.
I want to offer him a job."
You're right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I agree. I think you should do it.
Wouldn't that be fun?
I'm
write a book on it. Then write a book on it.
I think it'd be great. Yeah.
Okay, maybe 4 to 6 months.
Yeah,
I like that a little better.
so.
My kids are like, okay, Dad, you're telling me you're gonna work at Burger King for a year. I'm like, well, yeah, I might have to suck it up, man, a little bit. But I think
yes.
Wouldn't that be good? The Burger King Project. I tell you what, why don't you do it? You do it, and then forget about that trip down to the
down to Mexico. So to do no Italy, no beer. Yeah. I'm at the say if you're watching this. No more Putacana, no Italy. I'm gonna be working at flipping burgers.
Hold the pickle, hold the lettuce, special orders, don't obsess. I got that memorized from a kid in commercials. But yeah, I tell you what, man, it makes a difference to have a positive attitude, to have enthusiasm, because I know that when somebody comes in here and they have, for example, you mentioned, I forgot what you mentioned, but I have a story about Jeff, and Jeff was 14 years old, and then I had when we were talking about the college degrees.
Yeah.
Ed, I'll call him Ed, he was 25. He just graduated from the University of Finland, had his master's in exercise physiology, had every certification. He came in and told me. He came in, walked in the gym doors and kind of told me, shook my hand, had a nice handshake, wasn't really enthusiastic, but not a bad guy. after he told me all of his degrees, I'm thinking in my head, my God, he's educated, man. I wish I had half of that stuff. And then he kind of went into like, hey, you know what though? He goes, rumor has it you're hiring. He goes, I heard, I know you have a lot of treadmills and stuff like that, and I'm not big into training on the machines. He goes, and I'm not a morning person, Jim. So I'm a night owl, so I don't like to get up too early, and I don't train old people. You can forget that. And I'm just thinking to myself, this guy, who is this guy? It doesn't. And then 14-year-old Jeff comes in from Glenwood Junior High School carrying a gallon of water. He's got a gallon of water in his hand. He goes, hey, he comes in, he goes, are you Jim's Jim? People thought my name was Jim's Jim when I had it. I'm Jim. He goes, you know what? My friends, they said that they clean your parking lot for a free membership here. He goes, all I want to do with my life is be a personal trainer. He goes, Jim, look I know the muscle's like 78% water. I drink a gallon of these a day. He goes, I wake up in the morning with my dad. He goes, I lift weights in the basement. He goes, I eat chicken breast. He goes, I eat broccoli. He goes, I will clean your bathrooms. I'll clean your parking lot if I can just come in and work out here and see what you do. Enthusiastic, had a nice smile. I would hire 14-year-old Jeff over with a positive mental attitude, excited about what he wants to do, than 25-year-old Ed that's under the influence of negative mental attitude.
Yeah, and been taught everything on a book, and people say that, well, you've been educated, so make sure when you go out to the marketplace that you demand this. Yeah, I mean, because you have this degree and you have this, and this, and you haven't seen anybody yet, you haven't trained anybody yet, you haven't done anything yet, but because you have a piece of paper, make sure you don't get taken advantage of. That's what I mean. That's what they fill that's what they fill these kids' heads up. Yeah, I mean, that same thing. I hire a physical therapist. I hire people. They come out of school and they're demanding top down. They've never seen a patient before in their life, and they want because the schools have told them, oh, this is what the average income is. Instead of, like I said, I'd rather have somebody with less talent. And it's funny because my niece has just asked me, said, what do you look for in a PTA? She's a PTA. And I said, I want somebody with a good attitude, great work ethic, and is loyal. That's all. That's what I want. I can teach them all the rest.
Yeah. Right.
Because I want them to love on a patient. When a patient comes in, make them feel great. Because half of what we do is making them feel good.
Right.
It's making them feel good. It's like, hey, how you doing today? You know what? Give them a hug, talking to them, not coming in and saying, oh, yeah, well, I'm tired because I was out last night. I can't believe I can't. Well, it's 3 o'clock. I should be out here at 3 o'clock. It's 4 o'clock. I'm done with my shift out, instead of, whatever it takes.
Right.
If it's later, it's later. If it's early, it's earlier. Just come out there and love on people.
How do you relate to a person? That is so key. I mean, they say that I think they say 85 to. I'm going to just take it up 5%. 95% of your success in a lot of business, especially if you're working with the public, is how you relate with that person.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I've been in the fitness industry since I've been 21, and I'm almost 49, not 50 yet like you. But I can count the number of times on my left hand how many times somebody said, hey, so what are your degrees in, and what do you have? And they didn't care.
No.
You greet them with a smile, you're enthusiastic, and you listen to them, and you genuinely have an interest in what they have to say.
Right. Now here's the thing. If you put the secret sauce now, if you put education and all the stuff we're talking,
you're right.
Now you take that 14-year-old and with that master's education, look at that.
Absolutely.
Now you've brought some value.
Yeah.
Because now you have a good heart, but you're willing to learn. Because you know what? What they teach in a book is different than what you teach here.
Right.
Because sometimes that doesn't relate. That doesn't, oh, it's supposed to go like this, and this. Because look at it, too. It's nothing against the professors, but a lot of them aren't doing what you do. They're not in gyms. They're not working as trainers. Mm-hmm. They have, so they teach theory.
I remember. You're right. You're absolutely
chiropractic
right.
school, my first note took me 4 hours to do a note.
What do you mean? What's it?
Like a patient note, a soap note. Okay, it was an accident. 4 hours, and she came back. It was like 10 pages long. Okay, she says, you need to add a little more. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, I would probably got paid about $80, and it took me 5 hours to do this note. Okay, do the math. That's not even $10 an hour. How can I see enough patients? Yeah, and she's like, well, in the real, you need to do is you need to protect yourself. I'm like, but I can't make any money. I can only see one person. But her doesn't matter. This is what you need to do. This is how you do it. This is how you need to do it out there in the world.
Right.
No, you can't do it out there. So imagine that you got people. That was just one example. My example is my personal experience. Not saying, I'm just going by my personal experience. And the teachers that taught me in chiropractic school didn't make it in business. That's why they were teaching. So then they're teaching. They had some good theory.
Right.
But practical, it wasn't practical.
And I'm not, yeah.
And it's not against it, but it just like I said, just wasn't practical. For me, it's, and I'm not against education.
I'm not either.
Yeah.
I'm not either. I think, hey, it could be cut down, that 4-year bachelor's degree that I got, could have been cut down to 2 years, and maybe dig right into my exercise phys, my anatomy, some business courses, whatever, and then maybe take some personal growth courses.
Yeah.
Just start reading about how to relate with people.
Right. And I and I say when I get into education, like I think something with the education is something that does force people to go through some things. You know what I mean, and learn, and they do get that push a little bit. You know what I mean, they get to get that
They're
base.
Disciplined. They have to get up, go to class. It's good.
It's good. They get the base. You know what I mean. But my biggest thing is really, I think we need to really take a look at it and say that everybody has to go to to go to college, because like I said, I know people that that go to trades and are better off, you know what I mean, and do well, and they look down upon by somebody who has an education, and they're making 80 grand fixing a copier machine, and the person that they're fixing it for makes 30 or 20. I mean, I don't know, you know what I mean. It's like I said, just like MLM's not for everybody, college not for everybody. I think find your own lane.
Yeah.
Get back to the full circle of what we kind of talk about. Find your own lane. Find out what works for you, and then go with it. Because some people would thrive with the college. You know what I mean? And they would thrive with it.
Well, and I forgot what they call it. A year. Sometimes more kids are now taking a year from when they graduate from high school before they decide what to do.
Yeah.
And I forgot what they called it, some year, but they go out, whether they get a job, whether they saved up money, maybe travel a month or two. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No, I told my son that. I said, if you're undecided, if you don't know what you want to do, you're not going to go. I don't really want it, unless he's going to play a sport. Because I love sports, and I think if you're going to play a college sport and that's what you want to do, if he wants to continue that, in a small school, then great. You know what I mean? And that's because I think there's that brotherhood and something in the play. You play college sports. You know what I mean? You get that. That's something good. I think that's hard to replace too. Like you can never get that back.
Right.
You can never get your Finley, college playing days back. You know what I mean? Like that group and what you got to go through and the things you did. You just don't get back. So I don't think that's a bad thing if that's why you're going. If you don't know what you want, then really look at, kind of figure out, what direction do you want to go in your life. And life. The only way you can find that out, I think, is life.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I don't want people to think that Jim Steffen, he hates college and he doesn't want to go to college, and that's totally wrong.
No,
totally wrong.
Yeah.
If it's for you, go for it.
Yeah.
But there's different paths. Definitely.
Don't feel like you have to.
Don't feel like you have to, and if you don't go, and somebody, thinks that. If I would, I love my mom, but if I would have listened to her, when I graduated from college, finally graduated, a physical education degree, and I decided, my senior year, I finished out my anatomy. I was taking all the courses at exercise phys, biomechanics that were really helping me, because I was like, I want to be in the gym business.
Right.
So when I graduated, I'm like, Mom, I'm just not going to be a school teacher. And she was just like, I thought she was going to have a heart attack. She's like, oh my God, no. What about insurance? Oh my, you can have the summers off. Oh my God, you're not going to be able to, you're going to work in a what? You're going to work in a hard, it was called Hard Bodies Gym. Hard Bodies Gym. You're going to work in a Hard Bodies Gym. And I'm so glad I didn't take her advice that time.
Oh, I love it. I know. It's that's the thing too, is our parents and our loved ones, they just love us. What I mean? They don't want to see us fail.
Yeah.
That's all it is. That's awesome though. That's great.
You brought up I'm convicted right now, because I have been watching stuff on, I don't look at you as much and say, oh, look at Nick, he's thinking he's a motivational guy again. But there are times, man, I got to stop doing that, where I see somebody's stuff and it's kind of good, and there's maybe, I don't know if it's a little jealousy in me, or just like, well, shoot, what about me, man? Again, why does he have 550 likes and 6 people like mine this morning?
I know. You know why? Because not too many people are up so early. I guarantee he's doing that at the peak times of Facebook. That's a difference.
I think I'm talking to a lot of people. I'm just I'm talking to myself on my plush couch over here.
Yeah, it's like, you get on there that, your times are just, it's funny. It's like, I know, it's like, the people that know social media, though, social media is so powerful right now.
It is.
I mean, it's crazy what people are doing. And if you really grasp and understand it, which I don't understand all of it, what times you post and when you post and how you, like Instagram, like I do Facebook. Instagram seems to be young, and Snapchat. That's just, us young guys need to get in that Snapchat. We should be snapping.
I'm snapping, pal.
I'm snapping.
They
snap motivation. You seen those people do that? That's an art. So you got 10 seconds, right?
Yeah.
So they do a whole, I've seen people do 30 minutes of the 10-second clips.
Really?
Oh yeah. And they stop.
Yeah.
Like, hey, how you doing? Yeah, I can't wait. I'm hanging out here with Jim.
Oh,
then,
yeah.
then you guys pause it. Then you pick up right where you're at. That's a talent, baby.
That is a talent. That is a talent. So you're not on Snap.
I'm on Snap. I don't do it as much. You know what I mean? It's like it's a lot. I got Snap. I got Instagram. I got.
What's my Snapchat
you know,
this morning? Look at that. You see that Snapchat?
Look, I gotta start following. All right, snapping. He's snapping.
No, I'll get a look at that face shot in there. Of my
that's a good one. All right, I'm gonna start following you. So you can do your Instagram story.
Okay, you know what? My new guy that I hired, I'm Instagram and story in it too.
Okay,
I'm getting ahead of the game, man. I will get more people following me than you're at. Anyhow,
I'm gonna hire a guy because I got
That's what you got. And this guy, he's a college senior.
Right.
Sharp as a whip.
You have people do so many people. The other thing is, and I know we're going to wrap it up here. We've been talking, but so many people are so afraid to have people surround them that know more than they do. Because you know what, they don't like, especially like people own their own gyms, own their own stuff, own their own businesses. I see it. They're like, I want to have people around me, surround myself, people better than me, that know more than me. I want them to be. That's the other thing I like about multi-level marketing is it's not like a chiropractic and like you said, like if they would fire me, right, because I would be taking their job. That's a great thing about multi-level is I want the people to make more money than me. I want them to surpass me because they can. Because if they do, that's great. I'm gonna be okay. But they're going to be great. So that's the thing you see, and I think if we can all take that on, that we want people to be better than us instead of us just shining. Let's have other people outshine us. You know what I mean? And really celebrate that with them. When we celebrate that shine with them, then our world becomes so much better because it's abundant. There's so much.
That is a great piece of advice. You know what I'm saying? To hang around people that are better than you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't be ashamed of it. Don't be jealous of them. Because that's only going to help you grow that much more, isn't it?
That's right.
What was that other quote he said? Do you remember that quote? You didn't write that down, did it? Do you remember that thing?
I don't know.
Dang, I have to. Well, anyway, you know what? If I hit the record button right this time, we'll be able to. I'm going to go back and listen to that.
If not,
all right, buddy.
Our statue loved it.
Yeah.
Greg loved it.
We're gonna get Greg's gonna be on the podcast one of these days.
Yeah.
And then you can say
you guys are gonna see Greg's not. He's gonna put this little down. No, Greg's awesome, man. I love Greg. So all right.
All right, Nick. Well, listen, man. I learned more, and it's great to every time I'm with you, man. I learn a little bit, and I'm gonna suck it all in, and I'm gonna go with it, man.
All right, brother. Well, I get to mark a checklist that I've been on the podcast. I get to write that off on my goal list.
Again, this isn't live, so hopefully this one makes the cut. Because I could cut you just as fast as you came in here, pal.
Man, all right. Well,
come on, bud.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna wait. So I can't cut. I'll have to put it on there later. Thank you, brother. All right, it's been awesome. Thank you.
We'll talk.
All right.